bear with me. Okay, I'm trying to explain Jalan Bukit Merah bus services without a laptop. Alright, so let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing is that unlike Woodlands, whereby there is literally only 967 that brings you from like the west of Woodlands to the east of Woodlands, like basically from Marsiling side to Admiralty side, but I wouldn't really say Admiralty side. I would just say like Woodland South side. So technically, 967 is the only one that bypasses the central hub, which is like Woodlands Regional Interchange. But the difference is that Bukit Merah, it's this kind of hub right here. It's not supposed to be designed in the same way as Woodlands. The main point is not to crowd the services along here. And the thing is, if you want to talk about Tengah line, right? Okay, I'm just gonna show you Tengah line's alignment. One station at the side of Newtown Primary, maybe one station that is like around this area, maybe one station outside like ABC Brickworks or something, and one station at Bukit Merah Town Center. And then the alignment is that it'll go from here, go down, 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 and then hit Keppel. So that is like basically the alignment of Tengah line. So Tengah line wouldn't affect this entire stretch of Jalan Bukit Merah, Kampung Baru Road, and it also wouldn't affect like the bus stops that are located around that bus stop pair here. It wouldn't affect it. The one mistake that a lot of people make is that they think that Bukit Merah Town Center bus stop, which is around here, people think that this is the only hub within Jalan Bukit Merah. That's false. There are actually two more hubs. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there are actually there are actually two more hubs. Like this is one hub, like this bus stop here. This bus stop here is also a hub. And the bus stop here outside block 201 and block 111, this one is another pair of hub-spoke bus stops. Yes, I am aware that there is a bus stop outside block 105 and 104 as well. That one's more of a ease of access bus stop, and obviously 120 doesn't stop there because it needs to have the right turn filter, enough right turn filter to turn right to Lower Delta Road. So yeah, that's one thing. But essentially, right, the one mistake that people make is that this is the only hub. But that's not true. This one's a hub, this one's a hub, this one's a hub. Why? Because over here there is 121. There's 120 as well. Over here there is 5 and 14. And then there's also like what? 131, 855. There used to be 275 as well, but yeah, pretty much. Like you have the bus services that are turning to Lower Delta Road, basically 514, 855, and 131. That alone makes it a hub by definition. So it makes no sense for one bus service to only serve this pair of bus stops and then just skip the entire Jalan Bukit Merah. That just doesn't work. If anything, right, when Tengah line opens, those kinds of bus services, just like in the case of like 147E, even though it doesn't pass by here, it's just asking to be withdrawn, because where else do you get your demand from? You get your demand from this bus stop pair, and then you get your demand from like this bus stop pair. No, like the person that said, "Oh, why not we create a bus service that only touches like this bus stop pair and then skips the entire Jalan Bukit Merah, the other bus stops entirely?" And I'm like, are you high? The matter of fact is that like anywhere east to Bukit Merah Central, this area is bus dependent. This area is bus dependent, and even this area is bus dependent to even get to like Outram Park, which is their nearest hub in the first place. And then they have 120 to get to Red Hill, but which is introduced in like I forgot if it was like 2012 or 2013. I'm sorry, but again, this part is bus. Like the entire stretch of Jalan Bukit Merah has always been designated as a bus dependent corridor, if you will, and every single bus service is pretty much designed to run through and not like in the style of Woodlands whereby there's like one massive hub over here where you could dump all your bus services. Nah. Yeah, that's why. Again, if you guys want to know what's the purpose of 120, it's to bring people from here to Gunning Singh Secondary School. It's to bring people to Al Rabita Mosque, Jamia Al Rabita Mosque, to Radio MRT station, and to the entire Alexandra Road. And yeah, and then 120 obviously it's it passes by Alexandra as well. So it's useful. It's the only, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only thing that connects like Alexandra Road to this part of Alexandra Road without trolling this sector like 51. Like 120 is much faster, and then 120 obviously it does a kind of like 913 loop kind of style. No, 913 style kind of loop within this area. So yeah, that's pretty much 120. It's just to link all the amenities, schools, major MRT station together. 122 is more of a school bus. I've already told you, like for Alexandra Primary, Queensway Secondary, and whatever schools inside this area, blah blah blah. Queenstown Primary as well. Yeah. Okay, then for 121, obviously it's designed to offload 195 and bring them to their doorstep in Crescent and Rice, Teluk Blangah Crescent and Rice, and also to cater towards like Kim Tian Road, and also for people along Ganges Avenue to access Tiong Bahru Plaza. Like instead of walking, they could literally just take a bus to Ganges Avenue, and that's pretty much it. And the rest of like 121's route is pretty much just filler, and also nowadays to replace the old 75. And then there's even the intel about like 121 being extended to Marina Center. I don't know when that's happening, by the way, but they are planning on something like this. So yeah, this basically explains why you cannot just dump your bus services into Bukit Merah Central. Okay, actually, let me explain 175 first. So 175, it's meant to connect West Coast with Clementi MRT. But it's also meant to connect West Coast, Alexandra Depot Road, to Great World City and the Lucky Plaza as well. That's the reason why 175 gets so many people alighting at Lucky Plaza. I've explained this before, but anyway, 175 is also designed to ensure that people along Upper Boon King Road, like basically this area even has a bus to the outside world, meaning Bugis and Orchard. So that's the reason why SBS even crayon 175 like that, like the one that was introduced in 2007. That's the reason why they crayoned that. Okay, 175 is not really that important in this discussion, but okay. Now let's take a look at all the bus services that are true running. Service 14, I'm not gonna comment much because that one is really self-explanatory why it has the true run. If you want to like swap sectors between 13, 14, and 16, I'm like, okay, but there might be consequences, but I'm open to it. I'm not like completely against the idea of it because at least it's along the lines of something that like, makes sense, right? Like amending like it so that 16's no, like 14's western half gets eaten up by service 16 instead, and 14 gets truncated to Bukit Merah, blah 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 blah. Okay, that one's still not so bad. I can entertain that. But what I cannot understand is why so many people they try to like cut or dump bus services along Jalan Bukit Merah into Bukit Merah bus interchange. I just don't understand why. Because when you think about it, like 147, I'm talking about like okay, if you ignore Queensway because technically they have like a hub spoke to like 51 to Queenstown MRT, and then they have other forms of like hub spoke, blah blah blah. Okay, let's start from like Jalan Bukit Merah at least. 147 has to run straight because this area, mind you, this is a bus dependent corridor. And Tengah Line wouldn't even help that much because Tengah Line, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't even intercept Thompson East Coast Line at all. Maybe at least Marina South, but again, that's to the east of whatever we're discussing, so it doesn't even matter in this context. But essentially, right, it connects these people to Outram Park MRT. Okay, it's not just 147. You have like 147, 961, 196, 197 that you have like 4 bus services that take you to Outram Park MRT, the main hub. And you cannot just depend on just 1 or 2 bus services. You need every single one of them to bypass Bukit Merah interchange. And why am I even saying this? This is such a dumb thing to even talk about, but it's quite self-explanatory. Like, again, if you cut 147 to Bukit Merah interchange, you would sandbag commuters along this area, this area, this area, this area, this area, this area, this area as well. And let me just remind you that 147 also connects people along this okay, not really this side, but like this side, this side, this side. It takes all these people all the way to Commonwealth. You know why? Because the alignment of Tengah Line, it's designed so it will probably be designed in such a way such that there is an unpaid link transfer between East-West Line and Tengah Line, and obviously that's not ideal, right? So keeping that in mind, 147 and 196, they would still have demand to Commonwealth MRT because if your area, basically to the east of like Bukit Merah Town Center, has no MRT in the first place, and you want to get to Commonwealth quick, you would take 147 or 196, and then you would alight here. So 147 and 196 alone already has this kind of hub spoke, and now people are trying to destroy this kind of hub spoke. It doesn't make sense. And not just that, like 196, okay, it has like Buena Vista, that's one bonus, but again, keep in mind where 147 serves. Commonwealth Avenue West doesn't have that many bus services. Like you would wish that there were more, right? Because they were like, oh, MRT duplication. But take a look at this. This is why people misunderstand 147. There is this place called Singapore Polytechnic. I cannot believe I even have to say this. People along Jalan Bukit Merah take 147 to their school, okay? And if their school is located along Dover Road, they take 196. People need a direct bus between Jalan Bukit Merah and Singapore Polytechnic, and mind you, 147 is literally the only bus service that does this, and 196 is literally the only bus service that takes people to Dover Road. Because 33 doesn't take them to Jalan Bukit Merah, 33 is meant to serve Alexandra and Tiong Bahru Road, so it's designed with purpose in mind. Like when you look at the network, 33 goes Tiong Bahru Road, 196 goes Jalan Bukit Merah. In the same fashion, right, 147 goes Commonwealth Avenue West, or Commonwealth Avenue. 196 goes Dover Road. That's the reason why they were even crayon like this in the first place. So yeah, and the thing is that you do realize that 147's last bus actually departs Clementi. It's quite a decent timing. I don't think it's like 11:30. I think it's later than 11:30. Is it 11:40 or something? Please correct me in the comments section if I got it wrong. But these people, besides having 166, 147 is also there. There is the last bus connectivity. Like 166 caters towards a different place, like Novena, Thompson, Upper Thompson, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3, okay, and 147 basically the last bus, okay, it takes you to like the NEL side, the Yio Chu Kang Road side, and then the Hougang Avenue 2 and 8 side. You think about it, 147, the reason why people even take 147 is because, again, if I zoom out like this, Serangoon Road has NEL, Jalan Besar has DTL, and they are not the same, obviously. When there is this kind of access penalty, obviously 147 would get popular, especially when people want to access Jalan Besar and not like Serangoon Road, right? I mean, then there is the like, oh, you take 23 to cross over from like Jalan Besar to Serangoon, blah 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 blah. Okay, then you have to think about why 147 is even popular in the first place. Okay, yes, it's the intermediate stops between Northeast Line MRT stations. That's one. It's kind of like the same concept of 67, but you have to realize that Hougang Avenue 8, 2, and Yio Chu Kang Road, they have no MRT at all. And even their future MRT, CRL, that it's like at the junction of Yio Chu Kang Road and Hougang Avenue 2, right? And then at Hougang Interchange, it's... Okay, but Hougang Avenue 2, sorry, 8, 2, and Yio Chu Kang Road, pretty much they don't have MRT access. And their only MRT access in the form of Serangoon North in the future, it doesn't even take them to like, where they want to go. So, see, here's the thing. Hougang Avenue 8, 2, and Yio Chu Kang Road, bus dependent. And these people, they actually take the bus all the way to like Little India, Chinatown, and again, like, you have a bus corridor at Hougang Avenues 2, 8, and Yio Chu Kang Road, and then you have another bus corridor at like Jalan Bukit Merah. And then I could even say Commonwealth Avenue, the intermediate stops in between East-West Line stations. They are also their own corridor. When you have this kind of like really straight connectivity, you should never, ever, 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 ever think of like breaking it. In fact, I would rather you focus on making sure that 147, no matter how delayed it gets or how much it bunches, that every single bus captain that drives 147 has adequate break time. You could say like 25 minutes or 30 minutes or something along those lines. You could give them a longer break in compensation for driving longer hours on 147. Splitting 147 is one thing that should never, ever, 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 ever come across your mind. Simply because 147 passes by the areas that they are literally bus corridors with like high demand 24/7. You just take 147, you would realize why this service runs so many double-decker buses, despite duplicating NEL for like quite a huge stretch, because 147 has like hub demand to like Outram Park and to East West Line as well. And 147, not only that, I mean to Next as well, 147 literally has a lot, and I mean a lot of long distance demand, especially for the last bus as well. This is why, when you think about this, truncating 147 wouldn't make any sense. Truncating 196 wouldn't make any sense as well, because let me just remind you, anywhere to the west of Bukit Merah Central, they do not have access to 167. Okay? This entire stretch of Jalan Bukit Merah, they only have one bus to the CBD, and that is called 196. 196. Okay? 196. Enam is 6, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to talk about 197 because literally... 197 brings these people... Sorry. 197 brings these people along Jalan Bukit Merah to the AYE bus stops. Brings them directly to Jurong East Interchange. Why? Because taking East-West Line during peak hours is a pain in the ass. And that's the reason why 197, it's still like relatively popular. And last bus as well. When your East-West Line train has departed, just walk to like Jurong East MRT, you have 197. So, okay, again, I know I've explained this before, but 197 pretty much. The last bus actually departs quite late. It departs like 12 a.m. from Jurong East, and I think from Bedok, I forgot what time it departs, but 197 has like one of the latest, okay, not one of the latest, but its last bus is actually very, very late. It's actually one of the last buses to leave westbound Jalan Bukit Merah other than like 167 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's the reason why 197 cannot be broken apart. Like, I don't even. Why am I even explaining this? Okay. And then 961, obviously. People along Jalan Bukit Merah, they need a direct bus to Hua Chong. To National Junior College. You know what? I'm just gonna list them all out since some people are just not convinced. Hua Chong Junior College, Hua Chong Institution, National Junior College, Nanyang Girls, the boarding school as well. How many more schools are here? Methodist Girls School. What else is there? What is this school? Okay, that's not a. Never mind, you get, yeah. Even. Oh, I didn't know Raffles Girls is here, but yeah, Raffles Girls Primary as well. Yeah, so. 961 is a school bus, and not just that. 75's last bus actually departs quite early, so 961 has been my lifesaver when I'm within Bukit Panjang. Like, I just don't want to take MRT to Bukit Panjang. I want 961 to Beauty World, and I want 961 to Bukit Panjang. Again, if you're at Woodlands, you can consider Thomson East Coast Line. But if you're at Marsiling, you would obviously choose 961, right? Right? I mean, that's the reason why 961 it pictures people towards Beauty World and Bukit Panjang. Doesn't matter how many people actually take 961. I'm just thankful that like the connection is there, and then some people just want to ruin it. Talked about 175. I'm not going to talk about 167 because it's a 30-minute frequency service, and they are trying to make peak hours 20 minutes silently. But okay, whatever. But hopefully, I have like adequately explained the reasons why these bus services have to true run Jalan Bukit Merah. 14, obviously, east side connectivity. 196, 197, obviously east side connectivity. 961, again, connectivity for Jalan Bukit Merah to like Beach Road as well. Because Beach Road is like, it's a minor corridor, but it still needs to be served. And 961M, there is an added bonus. It goes to Marina Center during Sundays and public holidays. Okay, that's one. 196, 197, 961. Okay, 147. Yeah. You see, right? People along here, they deserve access to the cultural districts. It doesn't serve Bugis, but it serves Chinatown, it serves Little India, and basically, it allows you to escape the northeast line overcrowding, okay? And that's the reason why you should never cut 147, especially if you're heading towards Yio Chu Kang Road, Hougang Avenue 2, or Hougang Avenue 8.